Okay, my name is Chris Cummings, and I'm joined by.
Darrell Morris.
So this video is going to be a little bit lengthy, so I'm going to have two versions for you because I know there's some of you that all you want to give me is 28 seconds. But I'm going to have a longer version on YouTube. But I really, really want you to watch the whole thing because this is one of the most amazing stories I've ever seen happen between two men that were 180 degrees apart. So I did my first Kairos weekend, and a Kairos weekend is like a walk to Emmaus, a 3.5 day retreat. And we go into the unit and tell them about Jesus. We feed their bellies full. And I tell people that we get to their stomachs and God gets their heart. So I was asked to be a part of the first music team. They never had a band out there. And I was scared to death going out there, but I knew I was supposed to be there. So the weekend starts, and I'm assigned a guy's name, Darrell Morrison. So I got to go have him walk through the door and put his name badge on there. And I don't know who was more scared, him or me. How were you feeling at that moment?
Oh wow, I was really didn't know what to really expect. I still had the wall up because after all, it's prison. So I had a facade up and of this tough guy role, and I'm gonna be quiet and go for this food, and that's that.
Good. And that's what we kind of expect. That's kind of normal. So through the weekend, my job is to roll by his table, see how you doing, checking on him. And at first, he was that kind of walls up, almost sad, kind of definitely not happy. And then by Saturday, a little better. And by Sunday, man, he was on cloud nine. He was running in there and hugging me and whatever. And it was so cool to see in 3.5 days a transformation of a man. And that was my first time to see that. And I was hooked. It was my new drug. By Sunday afternoon, how did you feel?
Oh, I felt very ecstatic. Cloud nine, a glow. They like to call it a high pro glow. I was on fire, for the Lord.
Yep.
Yeah, I had been transformed.
That's right. So over the next 9 years, we build this amazing relationship. I was going out to visit him during community that we had once a month. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, this guy starts writing me letters, okay? Me letters of encouragement. Not me writing him, he's writing me. And to be honest, my wife was she's not all about this helping these guys in prison. But what happened to her was her wall came down because she saw how we were building this relationship and she wanted a part of that. So she starts writing Darrell letters. And then Darrell starts writing her letters. Well, let me just tell you, we kept every single letter. We keep it in what's called the love book, okay? And the love book is filled with letters from my brother Darrell Morris, okay? And these are filled with stories and amazing tales and just praise for us coming out there and helping him. My wife would send him pictures of our vacations, and he'd say, I want to see the world through your eyes. And so we built this thing, but I don't know, 2 or 3 years in the deal, I got up the courage to ask him, are you ever going to get out? Because I don't care what he did. I didn't want to know about all that. That's not my business. He said, yes, sir, I'm going to get out. I said, well, what I want to do is I want to buy you a steak dinner. What did we do? We hugged, right?
We hugged.
It was good. It was like, all right, we had a deal. And we continued to worship and together and to have a great time together. This kind of thing, what does it look like when we're doing this? What was that time for you?
Oh, wow. It was like, I'm in a...
So why did you do that? Why did you send me letters?
Because I wanted to make a friend, somebody that you were genuine. You were genuine, and we just hit it off like that. I mean, I know how to read people when they fake, because in prison it's a lot of people that be fake and things like that, or people that promise you things and never materialize, or relationships or they fall off. But there was something different about you when we hooked up. I know for a moment, you know what I mean, that he was God sent. I mean, and so being in prison, I decided to write you to really, have somebody to talk to, somebody to understand, because I had they have prayers, sure, and things like that. And by him building a bond with me, I felt like I could trust him. So I started to break down and write him and let him know how I feel, and that's how it really, just started off. And um, then they just started coming, and you know, he was used to tell me about the trips that he used to take, and I wanted to see those things. Sometimes when you're in dark places like that, you want to see the light, and and he started sending me pictures and things of that nature.
Well,
And
for the record, my wife sent you the pictures. I didn't send you the
oh,
pictures.
okay, yeah, that's right. That's right, man. Old age. I do have a little old age, you know. Yeah, Kim sent me the pictures. Yeah, and what's so good about that is that you know it made me feel like that I'm not alone off in prison, and that God is working in my life. And then when we talk about the steak dinners and what, it gives me goals. You gotta kind of set goals. You can't. You got to take your mind out of prison. That's what I would like to say.
Yeah.
And that's what allowed me to do, is take my mind out of prison.
Good.
And then writing you and hearing from the world. I don't want to do nothing else. And just how God has been uh, uh, working in his life, and that's something that I want, and just, I don't know, it's just miraculous, and only God, the works of God, and then I was like, well, maybe, he may not write back no more, or they may not write back, or I may not see him no more, but, based off of Kairos, see, it doesn't just stop there. They have community prayer and shares and things like that. And I never wasn't getting too many visits and stuff like that. So when you go to Kairos, it's like you get away from the madness in the prison, and you get in these prayer and share groups, and Chris would faithfully come out with Kairos and deliver messages, and I got more and more and more involved in Kairos, and that's pretty much how it works.
So let's fast forward to when you get out.
Okay.
So that was in February.
February.
I'm pretty sure you'd know that date, wouldn't you?
Oh, wow. Yeah, how can I forget it,
So Kim and I had made the agreement that the day he got out, we were going to watch him walk out. And we did, didn't we? We walked out. We walked out.
Yeah. When I had a rough time coming out, I got delayed a few times. I should have been out like in November of 2020. The COVID was happening then, so there was a lot of chaos within the system, and people was getting locked down based off of the fact if one person gets sick, then they have to go on a 10-day a lockdown. It doesn't matter who gets sick, the whole wing gets shut down for 10 days. Eventually, they took me to 12 building. 12 building is basically, isolation cells and things like that. And this way, I could go home. When I was coming out, it seemed like the devil was trying to steal my joy. And a officer, I guess they had problems or issues, and they brought it to work or whatever, but they were throwing my materials around and just being ugly when they didn't have to be. But, I wasn't going to let no one steal my joy. And I kept praying to the Lord to I give it all to you, and just zip my mouth, Anyway, I came through that's the longest walk when you're coming from that building and you're about to get out, and you're walking down that long bowling alley on the way out. And even when you get off into the doors that one has to close before the other one opens, you still thinking, hey, something's gonna happen, or they're gonna say, you know, go back or whatever. But anyway, the doors opened. And when the doors opened, I could smell the fresh air. And lo and behold, when I opened the door to the outside, the first person I seen was Chris Cummins. And Chris, Kim,
Yep.
my mother-in-law, and my wife.
Right.
Right.
And your wife wasn't in a good place.
You know, she wasn't.
We didn't know that.
We didn't know. We didn't know that.
We didn't know at the time that she's not in a good place.
Right.
But so we got to have that steak dinner.
Yeah.
So a few months later, Darrell walks into my store, comes in there. My employees get to meet him. I had to take pictures with my employees. They all knew about him because of our relationship. And that happened to be the night we were going out with our friends, the McFarlands. And so I said, hey, would you guys mind if Darrell and his wife come? Oh, no, come on. And do we have a time or what?
Oh,
man, we were at Miguel's for 2 hours. And I know they were looking because we were laughing and crying and laughing and crying. And it was just this beautiful thing. And then I snapped that picture of you and your wife.
Yeah.
And when they were at my store, he had gone to the bathroom. And I said, how you guys doing? And she goes, oh, Chris, I've fallen madly in love with that man all again. And y'all were like a bunch of teenagers.
Right.
And it was great. It was beautiful. But God had restored that relationship.
Yes.
So not only did he fix you, and he fixed me, now you got your wife involved. Right? Okay. It keeps getting better, doesn't it? It keeps getting better.
Keep getting better.
So then, I don't know how much time transpired, but all of a sudden, Darrell calls me. He says, hey, I'm graduating with a degree in drug counseling. Would you and Kim honor me by coming to Dallas to my graduation? What did I say?
Say yes, man. I'm honored, man. When I'm on my way.
Yeah, it was just the most awesome thing. So we put a date. I got a hotel that very same day. I got a hotel room, whatever. And so a couple of days before that, Darrell calls me. He says, hey, man, are you still coming? What did I say? Am I going to be the only white guy there? And he knows I don't see color. That's why I can say it to him.
Yeah, again. It's my brother.
So anyway, I was, oh, man, what an amazing night.
What an amazing night.
Dude, I've never been so blessed by so many people, and your sisters and aunts that got up and sang. And it was this beautiful, beautiful ceremony that all started on Thursday night at a Kairos.
That's right.
All of it started right then. Okay, we can't deny that.
Can't deny that. Kairos 36.
36. Okay.
36.
I already forgot the number. So anyway, we just want you to know that we love each other, and we were on opposite ends of the planet.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm surprised we hadn't cried very much.
You know, because his nickname is Pudding.
Yeah, they call me Pudding in prison because I cry all the time. Yeah. But my brother here, he knows how to cry too.
Yeah, I cried too.
But we really just wanted to tell our story to show prison ministry makes such a difference in both persons' lives. Not only the person that's on the inside, but on the one on the outside also. Changed my life forever. Okay?
Changed my life forever too. And you know, seeing him do those things, him modeling that, made me want to model that, and that's where we are at this moment. I've been working Kairos.
Exactly, right there.
On the outside.
We're on the team meeting weekend right now. I'm down here after he's been in the prison all day and got out. We're doing this because, again, he just wants to go back and serve those guys, which is another even more beautiful thing, that not only does he get out and do stuff, that he now goes back in and those men see him and go, hey, if Darrell can do it, I know I can do it.
That's right.
Because Darrell's a knucklehead, and I know I'm not a knucklehead.
That's right. You know.
Anyway, I appreciate your time. I know we went way long. We'll have to edit a bunch of the stuff. But anyway, prison ministry means a lot to us. Okay. So if you've made it this far, first of all, Darrell and I want to say thank you. Thank you for investing that time. We really appreciate it. And I'm going to tell you, this video is just going to keep getting better and better because Darrell's achievements grow every year. That video that you just watched was shot back in April at a Kairos event here in town. He lives in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And he was in town. I really wanted to work on our story and this project right here. So I went down to the church where they were at and we shot that video. Darrell continues to amaze us with the things that he has achieved. And so in August, Darrell texted me and he said, "Hey, I just won an award from the state for my work with the homeless." I went, "Oh my gosh, that's amazing, right?" And so I said, "Very cool." He said, "So they want me to go to this awards banquet in Austin, and I'm supposed to have a video that will play about me receiving the award. Would you and Kim come over and shoot a video since I know you've kind of learned how to do some video stuff?" I said, "Absolutely, we would love to." So we loaded up the car and headed over to Fort Worth and got to roll around and meet his employees and his bosses, and they were so complimentary and they were so loving, and they just love him so much. They call him the hype man, and you'd have to know Darrell. He has a lot of energy, and even above his door they have a sign that says the hype man. So we hung out with them for a little bit and got to know them, and then we shot his video, went to lunch, and came home. So anyway, at the end of the video, when we're done talking here, I'm going to play you. It's a little 90-second video. I think you'll be blessed by watching that. Darrell is a sharp-dressed man. Everywhere we go, Darrell is a sharp-dressed man. And it's just so funny to see what he's going to wear, because he will be looking good every time. And I love that. And you'll see a picture of him and his wife. They look gorgeous together. I don't know where they got their outfits, but they look amazing. And she is just an awesome, awesome woman also, and has just, like she said before, fallen madly in love with him again. So anyway, so that was the award. Now, a week ago, so we're here in December. A week ago, I'm part and kind of in charge of a project called the Christmas Blessing Bags, and we do it at the Robertson unit. It was started by Beltway Church and a gentleman named Randy Reese, and they figured out a way to take 3,000 bags of stuff to all the inmates at the Robertson unit. And then our group was asked to take it over a couple of years ago. So Darrell was on that unit for 10 years, and he found out about this project that we were heading up, and says, "Hey, can I come over there and be?" I said, "Oh yeah, come on, we'll have a blast." And I'm going to tell you, we had more fun. That guy, he is just a schmoozer. He didn't hand out a lot of bags. He's too busy loving all the men and his friends he hasn't seen in a couple of years. And it was just such a beautiful thing to watch, to think that for 10 years he received those bags, and now he's going back into the unit handing out those same bags. Amazing thing. Only God, like he says, a miraculous story. So we leave the unit. A bunch of us on the team are going to go eat. Darrell's going to go with us. And so Darrell didn't really know these guys. They didn't know him until today. And he blended in just like we've known each other forever. Shot some pictures with some of them, whatever. We just had a blast. And then here's the other cool part. Darrell, instead of getting him a hotel, Darrell's going to spend the night at my house. Okay, now, how crazy is it that all these years later, a convicted felon at the Robertson unit is going to spend the night in my house? And my wife was all about it because we love Darrell. He's just an amazing man. So we got to host him at my home. We got to watch Top Gun in my home theater. I got to make him breakfast the next day. And we just kept saying, this is crazy how God has put us together like this. So now the other funny part is that's not the first ex-felon from Robertson to stay at my house. Another young man, Jonathan Rodriguez, they call him John, another amazing man that life was changed by Kairos. He came up, he won a national award, and he wanted to go speak to the guys out at the Robertson unit. So we hosted him and his brother to stay here in our spare bedroom. And so I'll show you a picture of Jonathan, and he's another fantastic, but again, that was started by Kairos. Kairos changed those guys' lives. And so if you are really, really thinking about being on a team, or you're on a team and this is new to you, I'm going to tell you to hold on, because Kairos changes lives. Kairos changed my life. Kairos changed Darrell's life. Changed my wife's life. We just think it's the most powerful ministry that's out there. So I want to thank you for watching this video all the way in. And so now I'm going to play you Darrell's little video. Appreciate you.
Hello, I'm Darrell Morris from Partnership Home, Housing Coordinator. I work with the High Impact team. I work with homeless individuals that may have been homeless for 5 years or more. It's such a humble and grateful award, and I'm so happy to have it. I actually do this work because I pride myself on no longer being a problem but a solution, and helping individuals that may have not had the same opportunities or be able to have a house. They may have been transitioned from sleeping outside to sleeping under the bridge, and to see their eyes light up when I handed them keys to their first property or their first apartment. It's really, why I continue to do the work. It brings so much joy to my heart, and I just thank you. I'm grateful for this opportunity.
Congratulations, Darrell!
Hype me up! Hype me up! Hype me up! Hype me up!